Just take a random.
There you go. Yeah, just live. That's fine.
And then you go stickers, link, and then we just go to, you got a YouTube app somewhere?
Right there.
And Lumberjacks.
So you want to go to the channel itself?
I wanted to go to this thing. Let's copy the link back here, paste it in, done.
Already too much for me. Just post it.
Post
What
it.
do I do right here? Hit that button.
Hit. Yeah, you could do that. I think so. Share. Done. And then I would just hit through your story, make sure it loaded. Just tap through real quick to the end. Poof, perfect. Audio test on the broadcast. Cool, cool. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's live broadcast of East Coast Lumberjacks. This afternoon, we have the 2026 team facing off against Jersey Supreme, the Grit team. I don't know if that's A, B, C, or D or what, but they're going by Grit. And this will be the final game of the Jacks series here in New Jersey, in Flemington at Diamond Nation, the 2025s, with a solid showing at 3-1 after dropping their early morning game. And the 26s look to match that record. 2-1 so far on the weekend, facing a well-known program this afternoon as the Jacks face a wiry right-hander who's showing decent velocity, but nothing out of the pen of dominance we haven't seen before. So falls behind 3-1 to the leadoff man early, and then again attacks the fastball. So hopefully this afternoon we'll see a lot of strikes. Opportunity for the Jacks to swing some bats. They'll be going with a power arm themselves from the right side, so looking for a fairly even matchup on the mound. And the Jacks go down swinging for the first out of the game. 6-pitch leadoff strikeout. Fastballs up. Name of the game. So Rosner steps in, takes ball one. And Grit starter going exclusively out of the stretch and delivers a firm fastball at the knees to even the count at one. Roser takes up 2-1. And a slider misses on the outside part of the plate. And first breaking ball we've seen from Grit. And a fairly sharp one, but thrown behind in the count and puts him in a hole. And a good fastball, outer half on the knees. Probably the right take in that situation. It's about as good as that fastball is going to look. And this one, ooh. And it looked like a strike from here, but the umpire, slow to react. And we've said it all tournament, though. You start throwing your gear before the call, they punch you every time. Every time. They hate that. Almost looked like as soon as he threw his Evo shield, he went to punch him and had a ball in his mind before. So, 2 consecutive strikeouts start the game for Grit against the Jacks. And that'll bring Lucas Seeger to the plate. So 3 consecutive batters get ahead 1-0. But the first 2 results in Ks, so we'll see if Luca can put together a more formidable at-bat. Takes a big swing through that fastball, too. And should be pitcher's advantage early in the game. The sun pretty bright and now low into the batter's eye, especially for right-handers. Luca takes that breaking ball down. And Seeger's seen action across all levels this weekend, 25 and 26, from first base, DH, EH, catcher. And we'll expect to see him behind the plate today as Mikey Martinez caught the full game this morning. Seeger evens the count full. Steadies the count rather than evens the count. On the up and in fastball. And a fastball low. 6-pitch walk for Seeger, who hangs tough and earns the Jacks their first base runner of the game. Fastball down the middle for strike one. Taken. Took a little bit off that one with a runner on first. And Seager, not the typical threat to steal, but he does understand the defensive side of catching, so expect him to be aware of balls in the dirt. 1-1. And forgive me if I'm slow with names. The game changer has not loaded at the moment, and I haven't seen many of the 27 call-ups who will be playing with us today. Mason? Thank you. So Mason's at the plate, 1-2 count. And takes a breaking ball down in the dirt, 2-2. Tracked that one well all the way in. And 2-2-2. Funny, I don't see many 2-2-2 actions out of the bullpen Thought that was a staple. Maybe that's softball energy. And he puts a barrel on one, but with 2 strikes, flies out to right out of glove. So the Jacks strand one, and no hits, 1 walk, no runs scored through the top of the first as the Jacks take the field. Gillis will be taking the mound for the Jacks today. The 26 right-hander. First action scene here in Flemington. And in terms of first look velocity, seems as if we have a fairly even matchup between 2 developing power right-handed arms. And Nolan flashing really sharp breaking stuff, though. So it'll be interesting to see if he can retain command, get ahead early on guys, and showcase these put-away pitches that he's flashing early in warm-ups here. Showed a hard fastball, a biting slider, and then a more 12-6 curve. Seager, the solid shoot down, hopefully to strike some fear into the base runners of Grit early in the game. So Nolan on this hot day grabs a little rosin and gets set to face his first batter of the game. Fellow right-hander. And misses up with the mid-80s fastball. 1-0. So put a little extra on that one already. And I've misspoken. Nolan definitely with a little bit more zip than Grit. It'll be about maintaining command. Thank you. Well, you see this across every level. Throwing hard, stuff to beat them, but you get behind 2-0 and they see it 3 times. That's when you get an opportunity to time up those good fastballs. And credit to Grit for just putting hands onto the ball. And when you throw hard, it goes hard. And on these turf fields, singles turn to doubles, and that's exactly what that is, a leadoff double for Grit, as Nolan will now work out the stretch. Goes with the slider there, doesn't quite get on top, 1-0. Good work by Seager on the fastball in the dirt to pick it, 2-0. So Nolan behind in the count here. Expect to see a fastball. Delivers one. Grounder. Short. Runner caught in between. And a tough play. Needed to charge in hard and throw on the run. Takes Martinez slightly off the bag. But runners on the corners. The leadoff man at second seemed like he was somewhat caught in between no man's land. And the shortstop looking for a bit of communication, but no talk in the infield there. I feel like that little bit of hesitation made that throw a little bit more difficult. And now we're at runners on the corners, nobody away for the big left-hander. And Nolan battles right back. Firm fastball inside for strike one. See if Grit decides to test Seager's arm and the Jacks' strategy early on the base paths. Unsure of how much speed they have over at first. And a hard breaking ball laid off to even the count 1-1. And sometimes that's something that's a little bit difficult about having the stuff Nolan has at this age is getting some of those chase swings earlier in the count because guys just simply don't want to face you. And an excellent throw by Seager. Nolan quick to the plate. Firm, hard fastball. Misses up to the Jacks' advantage in this case as Seager's able to pop up quickly, deliver a great throw, and an excellent tag. Gives the Jacks a free out. And with a runner on third and one out, there is no guarantee of a run scored because Nolan has that strikeout stuff. Showcasing the hard curveball there, and be curious to see if he has multiple versions of these pitches. The 2-1 behind in the count curveball, and then the trust in Seager to hold on biter, just get the swing and a miss, as that's what he throws there. Absolutely disgusting pitch. Gets his swing and a miss in a huge spot. And for those of you like myself unaware of Nolan's capability on the mound as a young 26, this is going to be a really exciting player to watch, and I'm sure he's going to have some innings even on the national level later in the summer. And it'll be really interesting to keep up with his development because he's flashing some excellent ability. And Seager behind the plate calling the game. He certainly likes to work backwards, which generally is as effective as the pitcher's ability to throw strikes. So 1-1 there. Follows up back-to-back breaking balls with a hard fastball. Hitter way behind on that. No timing established, and Nolan should have an opportunity to have some multiple choices here. And I loved that one. Up and in, upper 80s. Different pop there. And I don't think he was swinging at that regardless of where it was in the zone. Luckily for him, it was out. Oh,
pretty pitch.
And an excellent
spot.
A breaking ball misses middle.
Oh, that's pretty.
Tough call. But he bounces back with the same pitch, and this time unable to lay off. So back-to-back strikeouts for Nolan. And awesome work by the pitcher-catcher tandem. Throwing him out with no challenge from third to home with runners on the corner to give Nolan a little bit of breathing room. And then flashing that excellent breaking stuff that we saw during warm-ups to strand the runner on third and put the Jacks back to the plate. So Nolan, forgive me for comparing your velocity to the starter of Grit. I take it back.
Hey, way to shoot, kid.
And that's no chirp to the grit starter either for a 2026. He's shown a lot of potential himself, but Nolan's consistent delivery is definitely looking a year or two more mature than the majority of his class, so that's going to be exciting development. These kids, man, they are. This is between innings talk, folks. I don't got mute, but between innings talk, these kids are dumb, man, and that's what makes them good baseball players, I guess. And I can't believe some of the things we hear throughout the summer. I won't even tell you what we're hearing, folks. I don't want to spook you. What the Dan? Who is this? Who is this? What were you saying? Nolan is? He's a psychopath. You know what happened on that? I think the only reason he might not have got that call is because he got a little bit of this. Just sucks. Like it's BS, but everyone's spooked behind the plate when like they all think they're getting hit by that. Umpire's twitching his eye away too. He doesn't want to get hit. He wants no part of Nolan.
Ooh, let's go.
So the Jacks start off the top of the second. Mikey Martinez up. Gets ahead 3-0. And Martinez, a guy who shows up every day, has at every level, every year I've been a part of the organization. Here at the 8 a.m., catching a full 7 in 100 degrees and back for the 8 p.m. One of the hardest working dudes in the org draws a walk. And we'll be keeping an eye on him as he enters his later high school years. And the Martinez's love high school, so I have no idea what year he is. He's between years 4 through 8 of high school. Something like that. We're looking forward to a great future for Mikey, though, man. What a kid. So, I'll bring up the left-hander, Liam Anthony, who again sees ball 1. So grit starter having trouble getting ahead. And not that he's shown completely errant command, but consistently behind on these Jacks hitters who are getting to see more than their share of fastballs. So look for them to take a little bit more advantage of that, especially second time through the order. Solid piece, requires range, but good jump by center. Gets under it without a problem to put the first away. So 1 out, 1 on for Brady Krause, another left-hander. Would like to see the Jacks put something hard on the ground. I really don't even care about the double play situation because, one, at this age, it's hard to turn a double play, and kids know how to run before they know how to do anything else. So there's always the advantage there. But the first game of the day, the Jacks hit for 7 innings. Every single out came via strikeout or flyout. And with a team this year that doesn't have as many power bats as previous years, but has more speed and athleticism, look to see them try to learn to play to their advantages and their strengths and grow into who they are as players. So 0-2 count. And the hard fastball, able to get it by Krause there to retire the second. That brings up Matt Brittingham, if I'm reading Ryan Pembroke's scribble correctly. I believe he's a 27 call-up. No? It's 27 call-up? Krause and Mason are 27? So a breaking ball there catches the outer half. And apparently if you throw it loopier, you get the call. And another breaking ball catches plate. Retires Brittingham looking. So another inning where the Jacks find themselves with one base runner. One walk again, no hits, no runs. As Stallion returns to the mound. What was his name one more time, the starter? Let's see if I can. So the Lumberjacks look to get another strong inning from their starter, and Seager again calling the game backwards. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-0. Fastball buzzes the knees. And supreme grit. Will be tough pressed to put a good piece on that. And oh my goodness. Not sure what happened there. Routine ground ball to second, actually so routine I took my eyes away. Throw must have pulled Martinez off the bag. Yeah, and credit to Grit there, hustling down the line and catching the Jacks by surprise. So the E4 puts a man on first with clear speed. Should be another opportunity for Seager to test his arm. Although the advantage of throwing a guy out real early is reluctance, especially with an arm like the Jacks got today. Have to be a little bit more conservative on the base paths. Flashes his first pickoff attempt of the game. Over to Martinez at first. Just a basic check. Is it Mason or Nolan on the mound? Mason at third, Nolan on that. Gotcha, thank you. And a put out back to the pitcher to first for Nolan there. First out of the game. Inning, excuse me, not the game. And puts a guy in scoring position on the fielder's choice. And a good fastball just off the inside part of the plate. Doesn't get the call. 1-0. Nolan comes set, delivers, breaking ball. Seager tries to pick instead of get in front. And that one will get to the backstop. So Jack's putting the corners even with the bag, keeping the middle back, conceding the run on a routine infield ground ball that way early in the game. But while this may be unfair, undue pressure on Nolan, I fully expect one not to cross, given his stuff. 3-1 count, granted. His stuff relies on being ahead, as does all pitchers. So 3-1, quick work. And a great play there by Mason, picking up the short backhand and being even with the bag, able to hold the speedy runner from Grit close, deliver an accurate throw over to first in time for the second out. So a hard hit ball by Grit. Mason does a good job of staying down on the short hop. Yeah, I mean, trusted the ball to stay true on the turf, which is a different read entirely. Does a good job there, allowing Nolan to find his groove and rhythm out the stretch, working quickly. But Nolan's an animal on the mound. He's one of those kids. He's pacing around, a lot of extra adrenaline. And what's actually been impressive is when guys run off that sort of adrenaline, it can be really difficult at this age to control that and execute with strikes as much of an advantage as it could be to your stuff. But so far, Nolan's shown a solid ability to command that energy, execute his pitches, and sets up the high fastball in the upper 80s with that excellent 12-6 the pitch before. So again, Nolan faces a man on third with less than 2 outs and an additional strikeout along with the great defensive efforts by Mason at third prevent the potential unearned run from crossing the plate. So through 2, Jacks 0, Supreme Orange Grit 0. As we head into the Jacks' second time through their order against the wiry right-hander from Grit. So Lumberjacks will lead off the top of the third. And a two-seamer bites over the inside part of the plate. Strike one. Working quick. Change up. Fools the Jacks. Way out in front. 0-2. Goes back to the fastball. Fast, slow, fast. Traditional mix of timing. Proves effective. One away. So Papilla will step to the plate as the Jacks work their way through their second time through the order. And the grit starter starting to work in some more breaking stuff early in the counts, back-to-back off-speed pitches there to Papilla, who saw exclusively fastballs his first time through the order. 2 away. Brings up Harris Rosenick. Who again has seen action across all levels. And miscommunication. Center fielder has shown athleticism and ability to read the ball, so that was clearly his all day, but shortstop ranging back did not hear him. But ultimately, the play is made. Ball held onto. 1-2-3 inning. As Nolan will retake the mound. Looking to continue to bulldoze his way through the grit lineup. Pitcher's duel here as we enter the bottom of the third.
Are you expecting that? What? Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad. Oh, ew. That move? Tail? What?
Fucking love this kid in the mound.
Absolutely electric. And Nolan returns to the mound, and after throwing balls 88 miles an hour and 20 feet over the catcher's head in warm-ups, drops a beautiful hook for the first strike of the inning. Hard ground ball to the right side. And when Grit has hit the ball hard, it hasn't been full swings. They've actually been doing the right thing relative to their ability. It's just throwing a barrel on a hard fastball and just trying to do what they can with it. But Martinez on the opposite corner to start this inning, also able to stay down on that hard grounder and retire the first. So, for the most part, solid defense behind Nolan thus far. And Martinez, that time, gets a slow chopper, forcing Nolan to run over and cover, which is no problem considering he's doing full speed 60s between every inning. He's getting plenty of practice there. 2 away on 3 pitches. Throws a hard hook. Unable to lay off with the check swing. Clearly crosses the plane, 0-1. Drops another on him. And I would love to see him just let loose here and let it rip. See what he goes to. And he does. Fastball. Puts what he has behind it. And after seeing 2 breaking balls, he had no chance there. Nolan flashing extremely dominant stuff. I think 6-pitch inning. First, all strikes and a strikeout. But while defense and pitching are said to win games, you need to score at least 1. So the Jacks, meat of the order, getting up again here. Second time through. We'll see Rosner, Seager, Mason Martinez here in the top of the 4th. Sun's slow to go down. And no easier quite yet on the eyes of these hitters, but I would expect second, third time through the order late in the game, once we're playing under the lights, for guys to be able to start seeing a little bit better. And this is a game that's looking like it very well may come down to the first few runs or the first few mistakes. So forgive me, look, Rosner actually made the final out of the last inning, so we'll be Seager, Mason Martinez, Anthony, as Luca takes ball 1 up. That one misses badly low and in. And Seager shows some happy feet. Up 2-0. Breaking ball. Gets the call. And I feel like it's funny which breaking balls get calls versus which ones are actually strikes. And you can usually predict which ones will get called. And that one was one that you would predict would get called, although it looked like it may have broken off the outer half. But regardless, Seager finds himself in a 3-1 count now as that one misses completely out of the zone. Comes at him with a fastball in, and Seager draws a 5-pitch walk to lead off the top of the 4th. So once again, grit working from behind in the count. But the Jacks yet to show an ability to barrel up on the 3-1 fastballs. So look to change that this inning. Mason, is it Italian? Oh, okay. Gaslian. Mason Gaslian Italian. Mason the stone layer up at the plate. Oh, 1 count, keeping Seager close. And the breaking ball, he's out in front. And he'll foul that one out of play, 0-2. So I'd like to see 0-2, a battle here. Just challenge the defense a little bit. And the fastball up and out of the zone. And in the 0-2 situation, Mason does what he's supposed to and knocks that one out of play. May go to the breaking ball here, and he does. And as effective as the mix has been from Grit, I feel if you're listening to the broadcast, you could tell it's relatively predictable. We've been calling most of the pitches. So look to see an adjustment here from the Jacks as they're throwing traditional pitches in traditional situations. Martinez taking the breaking ball over the middle of the plate for strike one. Fastball misses badly. Short backstop, but no throw. Seager aware. Gets into second, no problem, to put a runner in scoring position. And I believe this is the Jacks' first runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs this game. So Martinez, with the outfield playing at a traditional depth, drills a ball to left over his head, off the wall. Mikey Martinez continues seeing the ball well. As he drills that fastball over the left fielder's head for an RBI double. And the Jacks take a 1-0 lead with the left-hander Liam Anthony coming to the plate. And the sun creeping down now. And if I could see the ball better from here, I'm sure they can from where they stand. And baseball being a momentum game, you have two good arms, but Nolan's is quite frankly an excellent arm. And an ace beats a jack. So Liam takes ball 2, low and in. Ground ball will challenge the defense, and that no one here. Martinez aware. Good hustle. Attaboy, Mikey. Hard on the stomach, may have knocked the wind out of him. And right there, that's exactly why you challenge the defense and put the ball on the ground, especially at this level. Tough play for third, but one that at this level and the next have to be made. But forces an athletic play and a quick decision. And the ball fumbles away. Martinez catches the lack of awareness, and as quickly as you could have 2 outs, you have 2 on. So first and third, good hustle all around by the Jacks. Hard balls in play, putting them in position to expand the lead. Sort of inning that you hope to put together behind the start that you're getting out of Nolan today. But regardless of how well you're pitching, anyone can allow 1 or 2 runs just from baseball BS. So you'd like to see the Jacks put 3 together here. And they elect to throw through on the stolen base attempts. And Martinez gets a good jump and a good read. And despite not being the speediest man at third, he is a gamer. And he's aware of the situation, makes a good jump, and they trade an out for a run. Sales 101 right there, though. Sell it for more than what you bought it for. A run worth more than an out, especially tonight. Jacks take a 2-0 lead, and the bases are now cleared. Brady Krause.
Hey, good eyes. Go, kick.
3-1 count. Gets his fastball, takes a big swing, pulls off a bit. Full.
Stay in there. Good ball play.
And a disciplined eye tracks that one in all the way. And he saw him not get quite on top of that pitch, and that one faded away, up and up to the left-hander. To bring up Matt Brittingham. Back-to-back lefties. Takes the breaking ball. Up and away for ball one. Fastball misses same spot. And a 2-0 count to Matt. And a ball on the outer half of the plate. Not the easiest pitch to swing at, so sees that one in. Strike one. Look for him to time up the same speed pitch here. Gets one. Just a little bit behind. Fouls that one out of play. 2-2. So 2-2-2. Lumberjacks have two. And again, no softball baloney coming from the Jacks dugout. And I don't know if that was a great take or a fortunate call, but regardless, that pitch was close. Goes the Jacks' way, full count.
I think you got 97 today.
And again, up and away, ball four. As Supreme slowly losing momentum here. But with two outs, these are huge opportunities. Two runs is a one-swing game. That can happen to any pitcher. But if you make it a two-swing game the way Nolan's throwing, it's a different story. So Jacks will look to push at least one more across here, hopefully. Looking for a disciplined at-bat here out of Mike Napolitano. To give an opportunity here for Papilla in the top to do some damage with the bases loaded. So first and second, ducks under that fast. No, breaking ball, excuse me. Breaking ball, no break. 1-0. Fastball, back pick. In there easily. And you could see the difference, regardless of side, when pitchers throw with conviction. And that fastball thrown with a bit more of it. Fastball at the hands, a little bit slow out of the box. Pitcher jumps on it. Oh, and an errant throw. That ball will roll to the wall. One comes around. Dan sends a second. Throw is late. Jacks score two. 4-0 lead, and exactly what we've been talking about. Balls in play, force the defense to make a play.
Hey, let's go. Smoke cabin above.
And the Jacks go up 4. and bring up the top of their order. Third time through here in the top of the fourth. So Papia finds himself behind in an 0-2 count. But takes up and in. And those are the slightly differences in the elevated pitches. When they're that high, it's a wasted pitch. Bring that down 6 inches and it's a different story. And that one up at the eyes rather than the letters. Breaking ball off the end. Another opportunity for redemption. And Grit this time able to record the 1-3 putout to end the inning, but not before allowing 4 runs to the Lumberjacks behind the power bat of Mike Martinez and the hustle efforts of the bottom half of the order. So Nolan returns to the mound, huffing and puffing. And look to see the awareness of the young righty. As the Jacks were riding his dominance to escape a few early inning jams in a 0-0 game, he now has that 4-run lead. And you never want to tell a guy, especially a young arm who rides off adrenaline, never to slow down or change anything. But also make sure that you're in control of your execution. Because the way his stuff is looking out of his hand with a 4-run lead in the fourth here, what can hurt you are walks and errors. And as a pitcher, you can control one of those. So he'll face a lefty here to start. Fastball gets the swing. 0-1. This time, breaking ball misses down and away. 1-1 count. So for those of you just joining us, we are here in Game 4 of the 2026 stand here at Diamond Nation. Oh, no. And a soft grounder to first. Nolan goes to cover. And rather than flip, Martinez elects to short throw. And coming from that angle, that close to you, it's actually a difficult catch to make on the run, which is why traditionally you see first basemen elect to lob rather than throw to their pitchers unless absolutely necessary. So Nolan forced to sort of swipe at that ball coming down on him. Actually a really difficult catch to make. And that ball will roll away. So leadoff man on, 0-1. And a breaking ball. And another breaking ball, this time to third.
Nice job, way to go get it.
And perhaps an opportunity to turn two. Seager quick to call one, and understandable given the situation. Up by 4 in the fourth. Had his momentum going towards second, but you rely on your communication. Trusted. And the Jacks nonetheless retire the first. And Nolan continues to be dominant with that fastball. But the sun no longer on his side, so we'll see if, and not that his stuff needs much natural or unnatural assistance. But third time through the order, and with better lighting, they will be getting a cleaner look. So 1-1-1. Nolan delivers. And for the first time this game, Grit is way out in front of his fastball. So despite it being almost so obviously logical to go to the breaking ball here, I feel like you gotta, because it's just that good. And they do. See you later. 2 away. Goes back to it almost just for fun. 0-1 count. Nolan comes set. Delivers. Shortstop. Bobble sticks with it. Drops his elbow a bit on the throw. And runner safe at the corners. But no runs cross. Still 2 away. Nolan delivers. Breaking ball again early in the count. And he has now established an ability to consistently throw that pitch for his first pitch strike, which will make jumping on his fastball all that much more difficult. Working quickly here. Another breaking ball. Check swing, called strike regardless. 0-2. So 0-2 count. Goes at him with the high heat and misses a bit too high to be effective in drawing a swing. But changes the eye level as Seager calls low and nails his spot. Absolutely disgusting. Nope. It's hard to understand that, especially like unless you're an excellent two-way guy, to understand how difficult that is to adjust as a hitter. And even if you can predict and know and understand that breaking ball is coming, when you see mid-upper 80s and you're ducking away for your life, and the next pitch breaks 3 feet away at the knees, even if you know it's coming, that's difficult. And another thing that's been really impressive to watch with Nolan tonight is how quickly he's been working out of the stretch. Because if you are going to be able to recalibrate yourself in the box and adjust your eyes so as to not be fooled by that pitch, he's giving you no time to do so. And something you see all too often at this age is pitchers taking a little bit too much time on the mound. And Nolan doing quite the opposite of that, just rolling and riding his momentum and playing to his strengths, throwing on his adrenaline. Only improving as the game has gone on. So from the way parents are talking, could he be done? I don't know. No arms getting loose totally for the Jacks, but we do have some bullpen action in the form of those new drills that make me feel old because I have no clue what they're doing. Harris Rosner will step to the plate here as he looks to extend the Jacks' lead behind the efforts of Nolan. And he's quickly ahead 2-0. Showing excellent plate discipline. And grounder fouled down the third baseline. 2-1. So 2-1 count to Rosner, who elects to take that breaking ball. And looks like it caught a decent amount of plate, but breaks at the knees. 2-2. Sees a fastball away. Count full. And he takes Lone out for ball 4. Put the leadoff man on for the Jacks once again. So that'll bring up the 3-hitter, Lucas Seager. His third time through. And Seager. Check swing called anyway. 1-1. Breaking ball, that one drops in as well. As Grit finds themselves ahead in this count. 1-2. So Seager looking to do a job here. Put a ball in play. Changeup falls away from the left-hander. And you've seen this with multiple lefties in the Jacks lineup. A little bit less commitment to going inside on the lefties, and his breaking balls have tended to tail away, whether that's because he's going to the changeup and not finishing through or just afraid to go in on the big boppers. But regardless of reason, Seager finds himself in a 2-2 count. And a breaking ball this time makes me eat my words. Coming in on the inner half and retiring him looking. So that brings up Mason. Freemason, keeper of the secrets. Strike 1. Swing and a miss at that fastball. Aggressive hack. And out in front of that changeup, I believe. Not sure if the radar gun was accurate. It said 63. Almost looked right. It looked eephacy. And difficult to even keep his hands back to get any piece of that. 0-2. Comes right back at him with the inside fastball. And a good idea by Grit. And a better take by Mason. 1-2. This fastball misses up as Mason looks to battle back from a deep hole. Even to count at 2. With Rosner with a little bit more speed over there at first, but not getting too big of a lead off the bag. And as quickly as Mason found himself down 0-2, he has brought the count up to full. Look to see a fastball here. Doesn't get it. Gets a breaking ball. Shortstop backs up on that play. And able to get the lead runner. But first step was back, made everything about that play not quite look so smooth. Gave the hustling Mason an opportunity to beat out a routine double play. So credit to him for busting hard out the box, putting a little bit of pressure on the middle infield. And Mikey Martinez, the Punisher, looks to put another one to the wall. Gets his fastball out in front. 0-1. And based on the semi-action of the Jacks bullpen, my estimate would be that they are looking to get 5 clean out of Mason. Martinez pops one up to the right side to retire the side, 3 outs. So no runs that inning for the Jacks. But they retain a 4-0 lead here heading into the bottom of the 5th. And as predicted, Mason returns to the mound. Absolute psychopath. No walking. First one out there. Pretty much full gallop. Not even a sprint. More of like a Kentucky Derby gallop, like a champion horse that the Jacks will look to ride to the end of this game. Or maybe not. Sometimes later in these tournaments, you do see Dan and Ryan like to work in a few additional arms. A lot of guys coming a long ways for the opportunity to wear the red and black. But it is tough to even consider taking the ball out of Mason's hand at this point. I mean, not only has he dominated, but he's had at least one inning at 6 pitches. And if he hasn't had multiple innings under 10 pitches, that's simply because he has too many strikeouts. Yo, who's this kid, dude? Huh? He's better. He's actually better. Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. So talking there with legendary Cardinal Mike, pitching coach.
Oh, yeah, right?
And Mason,
Ground ball double.
1 pitch, 1 out on the 1-3 put out. I don't know if I'd want to take this kid home. He'd be like a great guard dog. Like, I don't know, you can't bring him around your kids.
Yeah, he's
You'd
already
scare
around
him.
my kids, so I'm good. Yeah, no, he's great.
Or maybe he'd be like the puppy that's like born at the same time as your daughter. So he's like the nicest dog, but he'll bark. You come at the wrong person. And chopper to third.
Oh, hey, mate.
Mason. This time with plenty of time to settle into a throw. And corner infield continues to showcase consistent defensive efforts. 2 really quick outs there for Nolan. Works quick, knows exactly what he wants to go to. And that that breaking ball bouncing in front of the plate. But that is a key example of how you could throw the exact same pitch in the same spot. And depending on how you throw it mentally, you're going to get a totally different reaction from the hitter, because Mason threw that pitch with so much conviction. It's like he knew he was going to get a swing on a pitch that never should have dreamed of one. And it's just absolutely disgusting. Working too fast for me to even comment on. 3 gross breaking balls. And I'm not even sure if COVID's over because everybody is just sick of this filth. That is unbelievable. So Jack's getting an additional arm loose in the pen. We'll see how situational they are. No playoffs in this tournament, so it would be of no personal vendetta should they remove Nolan at this point in the game.
Gotcha.
And I'm literally terrified watching this kid play baseball. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's full sprints, mid-game. Absolute savage. This kid is a savage, folks.
Martinez is with him.
What?
No. Dude, I listen. I go here. I do my best.
Just drink fucking water.
Gotta fucking hydrate, dude.
The fuck he's have heat. Don't want to go
Alright, listen.
down.
Fuck him. This kid is his kid.
Ooh,
Boy.
this guy's a psycho.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Is that gonna be? That might be the greatest interview.
Is he
He's
going
done.
out?
He's done.
That's what I figured.
But he's coming to Georgia.
Who's
He's a
yeah,
good
thank
special.
you. Who's next kid up?
Michael Napolitano.
Napolitano.
He's
Napolitano.
the guy batting ninth.
Yep.
I go.
So that'll be it for Nolan. 5 innings of shutout ball. And we'll be looking to see more of him in Georgia. 2026, he'll be called up to the national stage. And that should be just one of many career call-ups for this kid as he continues to develop. Just extremely impressive stuff, extremely impressive performance out of the young right-hander tonight. As Mike Napolitano gets loose with Lucas Seeger. Grit making, on the contrary, no adjustments on the mound, riding out their starter. Is it? I didn't even notice they both had the fro.
Let's go.
Dude, oh my gosh, I was just looking at the hair. And a strike on the outer half. And my apologies, folks. Grit does make a pitching change happen last inning, hence the velocity drop-off that I was commenting on, thinking it was an ephus. It wasn't. It was a changeup and a new pitcher. Stolen base there for the Jacks, jumping on that off-speed. And a 2-1 count. And the Jacks look for a second stolen base. He's in there. Excellent jump, excellent hustle. Gets a runner on third with no one away here in the 6th. And this would be a big run for the Jacks as they look to make a pitching change here. So count is full. Ooh. And the efficacy off speed. Difficult to stay back on. But a situation where you really hope to put a ball in play. But the Jacks will have one more chance at the relatively free run. Third base, creeping, about even with the bag. Middle infield playing slightly shallow, but somewhat confusing positioning, I would argue, from the middle infield, given that they aren't playing to prevent the run, but playing shallow enough to widen the holes. Could, quite frankly, from what we've seen, literally just be a lack of arm strength at this age as well. So, 0-2 count. 1-2. And not that they need the run to win the game, just for early season execution purposes, you just want to see the Jacks do the right thing here, put a ball on the ground, and they do. And they do if they make a good, and that, there you go. Ball to third base.
This foot was off the bag.
Ground ball to third on a play that the Jacks decide to break home on contact. And again, challenging them to make a difficult play. If the ball's fielded cleanly and popped quick, that's probably an out at home. Instead, it's a tough play at first that looked like he beat it out. And when you put good contact on the ball, good things happen. And the Jacks score the 5th run of the game. So good work there by Brittingham for the RBI. A shallow pop-up to short will retire the side, but not before the Jacks tack on an insurance run, as Nolan's night will be done. An excellent job by him. Putting the Jacks in a position where a 5-run lead feels all that much more commanding because of the momentum that he's carried. Great job, man. So Mike Napolitano, the Godfather, takes the mound. And another right-hander. And he's sitting right around 80. Looks like he's got a consistent delivery and throws from a fairly high arm slot to get a little bit of additional downhill movement. Showcases the slider as well. And the thing you like to see about that pitch there was, should he not be calling his pitches out the hand, it'd be difficult to tell with his delivery. It doesn't change much between pitches. And it'll be interesting to see how Grit adjusts. Yeah, I'm very impressed by his consistency of his arm slot. So 26 minutes left in this game, and it's summer baseball in New Jersey, which means we add the element of time. The variable of time rather than element, I suppose. Albeit should not be a factor given the pace of this game. No wood to knock on. Hopefully don't jinx Napolitano before his first batter, but he showcased an ability to command his fastball for strikes, and I thought he delivered one there. Doesn't get the call. Probably low at most high levels, but generally you see that called. Regardless, attacks again. gets the swing and a miss on the fastball, 1-1. So mixes in the breaking ball early in the count, 2-1. This time attacks the fastball again, 2-2. And should the sole purpose of this game tonight be to win, I would just like to see with this kid stuff, you go out there and just throw attack, attack, attack. But the Jacks working backwards a bit, because that ultimately isn't always the sole purpose here at summer ball. You want to see kids coming a long way, getting limited innings against really good competition, have an ability to flash a mix, throw multiple of their pitches for strikes. And Mikey there shows an ability to do just that as he comes back with a great breaking ball with 2 strikes for a backwards K. That pitch jumped on early. And Mason at third continues to show excellent defensive work. He's been really solid there all game. Saving a run earlier on a hard 2-hopper to his backhand side, that time a slow roller to his forehand side, taking him towards first. So showing defensive range. 2 away. Mike making quick work. We'll see if Grit decides to sit back on this at-bat, and they don't. They jump on that fastball immediately. Great job in right field to track that down. What a throw. What a play. Oh, my goodness. So the right fielder, I believe that might be Brittingham, ranging a solid 80 feet to his right to field that ball on 1 hop. And Grit busting all the way out the box, thinking 2 the entire time, as they should have been. But Brittingham spinning and delivering a 140-foot strike on a line, 1 hop to second, right in line for the bang-bang play. But no contestation on that call. And that retires the side to bring the Jacks up again for the final time this game. Hopefully the final time this game, as they maintain a 5-0 lead through 6 behind the extremely strong starting effort of Nolan and excellent defensive work of Brittingham and relief effort of Mikey Napolitano. So the Jacks take a breaking ball for strike 1. And look for them to swing here. Try and get some aggressive ABs. Should they get a pitch to hit at least, as that one is a solid foot off the plate to even the count at 1. Way out in front of that ball. 1-2 count. And the foul ball, straight back, 1-2. Two. And a looper to left. That one will drop foul. So 2-2 count. And he tries to sit back on the off speed there, but with 2 strikes finds himself in a defensive position. Puts the ball in play softly, and that retires the first. So that'll bring up Rosner, who takes a fastball at the knees for strike 1. Breaking ball misses low, 1-1. Fastball, 1-2. And breaking ball swung on and missed. Good play by the catcher being a backstop, but oh my goodness, he throws that away. And it's not that I'm rooting against the Jacks. You just hate to see that. It's just brutal. Yeah, right? Send them. Fuck it. Oh, excuse me, folks. Budget, yeah. It's, you know what the problem was there, ladies and gentlemen, is we got a Boston team warming up behind me, so my potty mouth came out on the stream. So Lucas Seager up with a chance at a gifted RBI. Takes a breaking ball, strike 1. As the sun goes down, it becomes a beautiful, cool night. Well, cooler night in Jersey. And happy midsummer to those who celebrate. Any Swedes out there. 1-2 count to Seager, who drives a breaking ball to right field. Excellent job of hitting there. Great to see out of Luca. Definitely was a bit out in front earlier in the games today. A couple balls that he had timed up but gotten under. And this time, able to stay through that ball. Down in the count, tracks in the breaking ball well, and we've seen a lot of Lumberjacks there. Fooled on that mid-60s breaking ball. The thing is, when it's that slow, you actually have an opportunity, though, when you're fooled, to still keep your hands back and drive a base hit. And you saw Seager. Well, Seager didn't look fooled there at all. Seager tracked that one in and put a great swing on it. But still, behind in the count, 1-2, in a defensive position, and put up an offensive swing. So that's awesome to see. And the errant throw comes back to haunt the grind, as this game appears to be falling more and more out of reach with only a half inning left to play. So Mason, the cleanup hitter, who has put together an excellent effort at third base today, looks to continue his production at the plate. This time fouling one away, 3-2. And the 3-2 count He's shown a consistency to go to that slow pitch there. He does. This time Mason sits back himself. And is that Eric Sammer? Is he all right? Yikes. Okay. Well, thank you for looking out for him. Okay.
Color in his face. That's scary because my guy is at heat stroke twice. Oh, it was cool.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for helping out. I appreciate it. No, I'll take care of all that. Thank you so much, Mr. Martinez. Oh, those things work. Yeah. So an 0-2 count here to Mikey Martinez. Shout out to the Martinez family. Excellent people. Oh, and Lucas Seeger caught in a tough back pick situation. And you know what? We'll take it. Selfishly, the fans will take it. He got his single. He got his RBI. Let's get to the bottom of the seventh and see a jack stub here, folks. So the Jacks take the field with a 6-0 lead, and Mike Napolitano will return to the mound. To look to put this one away. So, assuming this score stands, summary of the Jacks' efforts this week in Flemington, New Jersey. The 2025's team, 3-1. Few highlights. Complete game effort in Game 1 by Cole Hubert with 13 strikeouts across 6 innings to establish himself as likely the program ace of this summer season. Jason Daly with an excellent appearance as well as they win Game 2. And they took the first 3 before dropping at 8 a.m. this morning, but still an overall solid showing at 3-1 before the 25s take the long road trip down to Georgia for a week, followed by Alabama, Fort Myers, before returning north for their regional qualifying series. The 26s playing an equal schedule to start the summer, in line to go 3-1 as well. A lot of moving parts around the 26 team this week as well, and both teams going 3-1, and we're playing in New Jersey against a lot of New Jersey teams, but the slight disadvantage of being a New York team this week, and I'm from New Jersey myself, but my siblings went to high school in New York, and I never heard of these Regent exams, but they're baloney because none of our kids can show up to half the games, or else old Kathy won't let them into college. So I don't know what's going on with that, but make sure they do well enough on them so that Ryan can do his job and get them into a good school. Well, some blazing speed here by the Grit late in the game. Puts a big threat on the shutout opportunity for the Lumberjacks. A ball driven into the gap, and perhaps I just wasn't expecting it, as I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door. But This kid living up to the name on his uniform, showing grit late in the game, out the box, busting into third easily. But Napolitano bounces back, gets ahead on his man. Ooh. Does his job there, gets weak contact, sacrifice a run for an out. And I think there looked like there may have been slight miscommunication between Mason and the shortstop there at third. Either a tough ranging play with the third baseman momentum, though. If he gets to it cleanly, that's an easier play, but it's just right in the middle. Both guys sort of waiting for the other to take command. So we'll see if the middle infield gets an opportunity to turn their first double play of the game here with one on, nobody out. And Mike doing what he's supposed to do. Gets ahead on the next guy, so lets off a triple. Gets up 0-1 on the next guy, gets weak contact. Sees an error in the infield, and gets up 0-1 on the third guy. So unfazed, late in the game, throwing strikes. And perhaps some back end of a doubleheader exhaustion going around the infield just a bit as a called strike somehow ends up at the backstop. And I believe the count's 0-2, despite the scoreboard. Mike delivers. That one will be outside. And the 1-2. Delivered by Mike here. Looks to be a break. Ooh, low fastball. Goes right at him. Luca set up low. Was expecting him to be looking to thumb up a curveball, but with the high arm action from Napolitano, Luca seems to recognize the downhill trajectory of his fastball and calls for the ball at the ankles. And Mason makes a great play on a backhander. Second time today we've actually seen that where Grit looked to be aggressive, but it wasn't really as smart as it looked. They kind of were hung up between second and third. And both times the Jacks electing to take the out at first. And totally the smart move there, 3 away from the win. But both times Grit putting themselves in position to be hung up in the middle infield. And credit to Mason for recognizing the situation, knowing he probably could have caught that lead runner in a pickle and instead electing to take the clean out. Oh, no. And a ball that looked routine off the bat
Nice job.
drops in for a bloop double as the left fielder loses it in the lights. But with one out in a 6-2 now game, you would have had 6-2, one away with a runner in scoring position. Instead, over-aggressive, looking to overextend for particularly no reason. And the Jacks stay alert, recover, make a good throw to third, and get their second out of the game of the inning. So one away from victory as Mike Napolitano gets up 0-1 on the big lefty and hopefully final batter. That pitch missing just low and in. 1-1. Two one. And that breaking ball will miss. So a 3-1 count for Napolitano as he looks to shut the door for the Jacks, secure a winning series here at Diamond Nation for this 2026 program. Off to a 7-2 start overall this summer. That fastball catches the outer edge, 3-2. And let's see a strikeout here to end it. How about it here, Mikey? Overthrows just a bit. And what appears to be an inevitable ending, just slightly delayed. Although I've been a part of enough baseball to know how stupid of a phrase that is that I just used. Just got faith in my guys. Napolitano comes set, delivers breaking ball that looked like it may have caught the outer half, but apparently not. 1-0. That one misses 2-0 as perhaps I should mute myself. No, we're in good shape. Neither of those pitches were a total erratic control. They were solid. My gosh, I need to stop talking. 3-0. That one totally erratic miss. So Michael looked to settle back in here as Grit will likely be taking all the way on this pitch. And they do. And he does his job and delivers a strike down the middle. So back into a situation where they will look to swing at a fastball to hit at. He gives him just that. Foul ball, full count. So a 3-2 count with 2 away. Napolitano comes set, delivers. Fastball drilled to center. Ball cut off, man on first and second with 2 away now. Facing another left-hander, delivers. Low and away for ball 1. Two and 0. So Napolitano is doing a good job of getting ahead on guys and challenging them with strikes. Has fallen behind on the last few batters. But this time returns to the steady fastball down the middle. 2-1. Three one. And that ball driven to center. That one's going to drop as well. Will score a run, cutting the lead to 6-3 with the tying run now coming to the plate. And as quickly as I was calling this game and summarizing a 3-1 weekend, we have a visit to the mound. So, no change here for the Jacks, just a quick breather for Napolitano. Looking to put this one away, entering the inning with a 6-0 lead. Now cut to 6-3 on some solid hitting by Grit. Falling behind in counts, putting them in aggressive situations, and they're putting good swings on the ball in those situations. So first and second with a tying run at the plate and 2 away. And Napolitano regains composure. Attacks with a fastball to Seager, gets ahead 0-1. So defense looks to step up here and get the final put out. As Napolitano deals, puts a little extra on that one. And you can see a little bit of frustration in that pitch, and when it's channeled, that's effective. And good on him on delivering and executing with conviction there. 0-2. Another hard fastball. Popped up. Seager. No chance at that one, as that ball almost makes it out of play. And a 1-2, 2 outs, as we are one pitch away from a Jacks victory here at Diamond Nation as the sun sets on a beautiful evening in Flemington, New Jersey. Napolitano comes set. The delivery. Breaking ball. Messes the timing. Certainly not an offensive swing, but able to throw his hands down on it and push it out of play. So Grit lives to fight another pitch. Hopefully not another day, as we got to get down to Georgia. And the changeup misses low and away, bouncing in front of the plate as Seager is able to range to his right and get his chest down on that ball. Keeping it in front late in the game. Runners go. Seager throws. Oh, no. That ball will squeeze by. Runners advance 2 bases. 6-4 now. 2-2 count. With a man at third and 2 away. And as much as the momentum has shifted away from the Jacks' direction, you are still one effective pitch away. Two and two. So just, it's hard to remember in this situation, but pitching to contact is your friend. And an unbelievable spot, low and inside, puts a little extra on it. And Mike Napolitano able to shut the door as the Jacks, albeit in somewhat sketchy fashion there in the bottom of the 7th, able to secure and hold on to a 6-4 victory to close out a great run at Diamond Nation at the 26th level, going 3-1 as both teams head down to Georgia. We'll be live from Georgia, folks. Thanks for tuning in.